Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to get much higher response rate. It's sort of a hack, sales hack. Um, it's super effective. A lot of people, I haven't seen too many sales people. Well, not the ones I came across anyway. They don't do too much of this. It's super effective, and I'm going to show you how to do it and how to do it at scale. Okay, so let me show you how a lot of cold emails, well, any kind of sales outreach is done. So people do a lot of the research and they try to basically make whatever you're saying super relevant, right? Super relevant to the prospect. You put your name, you put your prospect's name, first name, company, maybe company size, money they raise, where they're located, what kind of work they do, all kinds of stuff, right? So you do all this research, and you do this nice, beautiful merged letter, right? And it's super relevant. And what happens at some point in your sales funnel, you're gonna send them a link to your website, right? Or your LinkedIn or whatever, some web resource out there. And what happens is a lot of times they send sort of generic, right? Your website's kind of generic in a sense that your website doesn't know who the prospect is, right? So what happens is this thing that you built up to have this relevance, it kind of gets lost, right? So you need to have sort of a consistency in terms of personalization, right? This is pretty common in e-commerce. Like you go from one page to the next page and they'll kind of look and smell like each other, right? But all of a sudden, when you do this sales outreach, all of a sudden people just go from this nice, warm, like it's what's in it for me thing. So all of a sudden, this cold page is like, and so what happens is people are like, well, not really interested, right? So take a look at these two pages. I mean, what's in it for me? Which one of these do you think better answers that question, right? The one on the left or the one on the right? They're both the same. They both sell the same thing, insurance, right? And they both say, get good rates and protect your family and all that good stuff. But one on the right has the prospect's name in there. So, I mean, how much more what's in it for me could it get? It has my name in there, right? And it is super, super effective. Okay. And this personalization, I don't really have to sort of beat it into anybody, I hope, but by now, because I'm sure a lot of 99% of people watching this video have used social media, have watched use Google, like YouTube, any of those sites where they personalize content for you, right? And now e-commerce companies are trying to, they're picking this up too. Now, when you go to the website, it shows you your information, all kinds of stuff, right? Because it's basically answers this sort of primitive desire that we all have, right? Like my needs, my wants, what's in it for me? Like how can you serve me? How can you fix my problem? Me, my, right? When you personalize and you tell them you, John, Peter, X, whatever, you are answering that question, right? And you've seen these ads that follow you around the web. Basically, this is what you did, right? This is hyper personalization works, right? Multi-trillion-dollar companies have been born from doing this stuff, right? Like look at Facebook, Google, Amazon, all these guys, like multi-trillion-dollar companies. It works even before the days of internet, right? When direct mail was like the thing, right? I don't know if you guys followed scientific advertising, David Ogilvy, these Claude Hopkins or something. These guys like emphasize you have to personalize. You personalize or you die, right? Because if you say just one thing and then you just send them a generic thing, it just doesn't work. It's no different with sales funnels, right? Why go from like this nice email to like this cold, just anybody in the world gets the same stuff, cookie cutter information, right? So how do you do this at scale, right? It's if you have access to your company's CMS, the content management system. Like, yeah, you could change one page, you could add the guy's name, you could add his face or something, his company logo or whatever. But how do you do this at scale, right? Like, how do you do this for thousands of people in your pipeline, right? Because you don't want to go into the CMS and like copy, edit, copy. I mean, that's gonna drive you crazy because you want to focus on selling, right? You don't want to tinker with this tech stuff because, to be honest, it's a waste of time. Right? So here's how you can do it. So on Get Sales Fox, well, actually, before I get to that, wouldn't it be great if you can just kind of merge them directly into the URL, right? So, suppose this is your website. So I create this bogus website. We're the leaders in SEO, and there's a monkey, right? We sell SEO, and monkeys apparently do the SEO work. And wouldn't it be great instead of saying, hey, we're the leaders in SEO, I can change this for everybody. I can say, hey, like hey John, do you need SEO, right? And show picture of John instead of this monkey. Like, wouldn't it be great if you can do something like this, right? Like you just like just say, hey, like first name John, and then all of a sudden your web page shows that. Well, you can with this Get Sales Fox thing, right? And let me show you the power of that. So back here, what you have to do is first of all, if you don't have the Chrome extension installed, you must have it, otherwise this won't work. But I'm gonna click on it, but it doesn't show you on this video for some reason. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the picture, the screenshot of the Chrome extension. So when you click on it, let me scroll to the right, it pops up and there's 4 options there, and it's gonna say enable web personalization, okay? So you have to click on that. So let me go back here, I'm gonna click on it right now, but you can't see that I'm clicking on this video for some reason. This video recorder doesn't do it. So if you click on it, the first thing you'll notice is this orange thing pop up, and it's gonna say edit mode. What that means is now you can edit this, okay? You can edit this page. You say, oh, what happened? Sorry about that. So instead of we're the leaders of the SEO, that's the most boring thing, right? You say, I don't know, Dave, do you need SEO? I don't know, right? Instead of this monkey, I'm gonna change this. I want to change this to a picture that I found of some guy named Dave, apparently who's a UK rapper. This guy. Let me just put it there. Suppose he's a rapper, right? UK. Suppose you sell SEO to UK rappers. I don't know, right? And what you want to do is you want to click on the save button you see my face? There's a save button on the right. It's kind of small. Sorry, but this video recorder thing is really screwing up this video. Anyway, if you click on this, now you can just say Dave SEO. Okay, I gotta zoom in. I typed in Dave SEO. Okay, let me zoom out. Click on save, and then it says it's saved. Now, if you go back to this, it says Dave SEO here. Okay, so remember the original was this. Okay, and now if I click on the merged one, now what happens is it says Dave, do you need SEO? Now the difference between the first one and the second one is the URL. The URL has question mark Dave personalization equals Dave SEO. So great, like this is not rocket science, right? How do you do this at scale? Like how do I do this for thousands of people? Now, wouldn't it be great, like I mentioned before, if you could just do that? Like you just add a merge tag and then just specify the merge tag like this. So let me show you why that works. So let me go back. Let me go back to the original website. Let me create another one. Okay. Now you can just say first name. Do you need SEO? Right? And then the image of the monkey, I'm gonna get rid of. And instead of putting an actual URL, let me zoom in. I'm gonna just delete it. I'm gonna put curly brace, and put image and curly brace. And I'm gonna click on save. And what happens is the picture of the monkey just disappeared. Doesn't matter because now I'm gonna save this and call this merge or something. Okay, so now if I come over here, now there's this thing called merge, right? Now if I click on this merge, like stuff disappeared, right? We don't want that. We want to have stuff here. So what you can do is you can say ampersand first name equals on, right? Now it says, hey John, do you need SEO, right? So now let me show you how you can expand upon this. I think this is one. Now, suppose you had, oh, whoops, that's not it. Sorry about that. Suppose you had a spreadsheet, okay, of your prospects. Here we go. Suppose you had a spreadsheet of prospects, right? You have prospects, name is Bruce, Mary, Terry, and Barack, okay? And if I just click on them, you know, these are pictures of celebrities. Like this is Bruce Wayne. This is Mary Poppins. Yeah, anyway, but you get the idea, right? Now, this web page, this page that I'm trying to merge, I want to create this for a whole bunch of people, like thousands and thousands of people. So now, if you notice, now we have that thing called merge, right? We just created that. So if you click on that, you'll notice that the picture of the monkey is gone, and it's just a junior SEO. So what happened to the merge to the merge tag, right? So the way you can replace the merge tag is by putting in the URL. So you go up to the URL, you type in ampersand first name. Remember, you put space there, so there has to be space between the first and name equals, I don't know, like Roger. So what it does is now it adds the word Roger to this. And remember the monkey? You just type in ampersand image equals, is there Roger? This is not Roger, but I'm gonna put Terry Hulk Hogan's picture here. Suppose Hulk Hogan is Roger. You sell SEO to ex-athletes or something, right? Roger, do you need SEO? And you show a picture of Roger. But you get the idea, right? Now you can put their information on your website, and you can do this on scale. Let me show you. Suppose you have a spreadsheet of, suppose you have a spreadsheet of these people, right? Of your prospects that you're trying to reach out to, okay? And you have their first name, image, last name, whatever you want to merge, right? In this case, I just need the first name and the image, okay? And this is Bruce Wayne, right? I want to sell to Bruce Wayne. What I did was I took the URL, if you can see clearly, and let me see if we can I zoom in? Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, I guess I could. You see the URL, let me zoom out. What I'm telling the spreadsheet is, let me just shrink my head there. Take the URL, right? And then append A2, which is Bruce, and then put append image equals B2, which is his face. And I just copy paste it downwards, all four of them. So if I click on all four of them, let me show you. If I just click on all four of them, I'm just going to open them up one by one. You'll notice now it says, hey, Bruce, do you need SEO? Hey, Mary, do you need SEO? Hey, Gary, you get the idea, right? I don't want to be annoying. But you can see how from one page, from this one, we were able to generate these two super relevant images directly onto your website without having to change HTML and all this kind of crazy stuff. So that is the power of content personalization for your sales prospects. Now, there's a couple of caveats I want to mention, okay? Is that, let me zoom out here. Let me zoom out. You can only do this on websites you control. Obviously, you can't change websites that you don't control. Like I can't change CNN.com. Otherwise, I'll just put, fake articles on CNN, and I'm like, hey, it's great, buy from this guy, right? And you can't do that. So you can only do it on websites you control, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd have the most powerful software on the planet. The next two are technical. So if you are technical, just letting you know that we can only change text and image and video tags. If you use Vimeo, YouTube, or any of these services where you can upload video to them and then you put a code on your website to host them, currently doesn't work for that, okay? Another one is if your prospect has slow connection, your prospect will be able to see the content being changed. So let me show you what I mean. So remember, this is the original, right? So now I'm going to come back here. I'm going to press refresh, okay? I'm going to press refresh. Why is my face there? So you'll notice, okay, let me try again. You notice that there's a delay between the content being shown and the content being sort of changed. That's because right now I have slow connection. I've been having slow connection for a while. They can see it because the script is actively running in the background, so it's not changing your website's content. So we're not actually changing anything on your company's website's hosting company. We're just changing the stuff on the page. So sometimes there's a delay, and kind of depends on the connection. So if you have a slow connection, they're more likely to see it. So anyway, that's pretty much all the caveats I have. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. My face is like all over this thing, like bottom right, bottom left. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedbacks, please leave in the comments. And if you have anything you want to say, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, see you in the next video. Thanks.